Thank you and welcome to the show this morning. The topic this morning is the Federal Republic of Nigeria at 50. And of course, we're indicating that this is the 51st celebration of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And we're also fortunate to have with us the ambassador to the United States from Nigeria, Dr. Adefuye. And of course, Dr. Adefuye will give us some information in reference to his background, his education, and some of his experiences during this first segment. And then after we have our first commercial break, we'll come back and talk about the great Federal Republic of Nigeria. And of course, Dr. Adefuye, let us start off by having you to give us some information about, for the first 6 minutes, about your background, your education, and some of your experiences that eventually led you to the chief representative of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to the United States of America.
Well, thank you very much for having me, and let me say how pleased I am to be here, to be in Nashville. It's been a very quite stimulating experience. And talking about myself is something one finds a bit hard to do because one was brought up as a Christian and one has to acquire those virtues, demonstrate those virtues of humility. But one has a lot of reason to be grateful to God. I often describe myself as an academic diplomat. My children met me as a university lecturer, and now they seen their dad transformed to becoming a diplomat. I started life as an academic. Having gone to the University of Ibadan, Harvard. I got a BA degree in history, and I went on to Uganda and also to the UK to do a PhD on aspects of colonial history of Uganda, which is the way the British related to the Ugandan people. And finishing that, I came back to the University of Lagos and worked as a lecturer and climbed all the steps from lecturer 2 to lecturer 1 to senior lecturer to associate professor and then professor and head of department. Between all this was between 1973 to 1987. And then I became professor and head of history department. Then, because my area of interest, academic interest, was on diplomacy and international relations between Uganda and the British, and then I started to take interest in relations between Nigeria and many other countries, I was always commenting on diplomatic issues and international relations issues as they affect Nigeria. I think that was what made the federal government to decide to ask me to be part of a group of lecturers who are training new diplomats in areas of diplomatic history, international relations, international economics, inter-Africa relations. And I was part of those who are training newly recruited diplomats at a place we call the Foreign Service Academy in Lagos. I did that for 2 years, 1 year every 1 month every year for 2. And the third year, after finishing the third year, I was asked to kind of put in practice what I've been preaching, to become ambassador to, we call it High Commissioner, to Jamaica in the West Indies. But then we concurrent accreditation to Belize and Haiti. It was a very good experience because being in Jamaica and seeing people of African descent in the West Indies, I thought it was necessary to use my experience as a historian to reconnect them to their homeland. And that's what I did most of that time. And it was very, very good experience for 4 good years. I was very well received by people of Jamaica and I enjoyed it. I think the kind of quality performance I did there influenced the government to send me to the United Kingdom as Deputy High Commissioner in charge of Nigeria's relations with many countries, many international organizations, the UN, the Commonwealth, and the European Union. And I did that for about, excuse me, for 2 years. And then, before then, I then applied to the Commonwealth. Commonwealth is a group of former British colonies who grouped themselves together to extend mutual cooperation to each other. First, I was Deputy Director of Strategic Planning, and then I was later on appointed head of the Africa program for the Commonwealth. I think I was in the Commonwealth for about a total of 12 years, and 6 of which I served as Special Advisor to the Secretary General and head of the Africa program. From then, I came to ECOWAS for 2 years, as ECOWAS is Nigeria's equivalent of your OAS here. And then it's a regional organization. From them I served the 2 years as as advisor to the president on democracy and good governance.
Very good. And of course, Dr. Adefuye, let's take this first commercial break, and then we'll get back and we'll pick up at that same point.
Yeah.
And we'll be back with our audience following this very, very short commercial break.